Hey gang, Jones here, back with another video here today, and today we're going to go over the top 12 tips of gray zone warfare. Let's get into it. So when trying to revive someone out of a coma, you need to make sure that your items, your health items, are in your quick access slots. So those are indicated by lightning bolts that are attached within your character tab. So those are going to be on your rig, in your pockets, or in your belt. Okay, so if you do not have those items within those quick access slots, you're not able to heal them. So when you're in a coma state and you look at the menu and it's gray, you either do not have those items or those items are not in those quick access slots. So make sure you have those health items in those quick access slots. Make sure you're paying attention to the details that are included within your task. These can include multiple things. They can include directions like north, east, south, and west. They can also include like descriptions of where the place is. So like the abandoned house or the backyard beside town hall. They can also include pictures. So they can include pictures of what you're supposed to be looking for or the location that you're supposed to be looking within. And then also they can even have coordinates that are attached to the quest itself. So they can leave coordinates on the map that you can look up, locate that square within the map that the coordinates are given to you, and then you can head that direction to fulfill the quest. You can cancel any animation by right-clicking on the mouse. So for example, if you are being chased and you need to heal and you need to turn around and actually shoot somebody, if you are in the middle of a healing animation and you right-click the mouse, it'll cancel the animation. Make sure that you're using the gun slot that are within each backpack. So each backpack actually has its own individual gun slot that won't take any space within the backpack itself. So you can put a gun within a backpack and it'll use that slot for the weapon itself and not take any space within the backpack. Now, you cannot do this if you have a larger backpack and then a smaller backpack. You cannot put a gun in the smaller backpack and then into the larger backpack. You have to use the gun slot on the backpack that's on the most outside or it's carrying the other backpacks. But this is a neat tip to be able to help you save some space within your stash. So if there are no other effects outside of just being hurt, you don't have to use a gauze or bandage or anything like that. You can simply just wait till your HP blood pool just regenerates and then that effect will go away. So even if there's like an orange part on your body or anything like that, if it just has the effect that you're hurt and it doesn't have a bone, if it's just simply a part of your body, you can just wait for that HP pool to regen and then you'll be fine. The effect will go away. So it saves you from using like a bandage or a gauze or something like that when you don't actually have to. You can message anyone within your faction no matter where they are on the map. If you just locate their name on the map, click on it, and then you can send them a message. So this is really good for a number of things. You can do it to ask them about keys or quests. If they have a key or something like that, you can message them instead of like running over to them or taking a heli to them. You can also message them about enemies. When you're getting into a POI, be like, hey, is there any enemies? I actually did this the other night. And they said, yeah, there's like 3 or 4. I unfortunately, died, but I knew that they were there, so I was expecting it. Also, if you are within the same POI or around the same area as friendlies, you can message them and be like, hey, where are the enemies at? Where are these people at? And you can coordinate kind of what you want to do with these people. So it's a very cool feature. And I don't know if a lot of people know that you can actually do this. So it's a great way to utilize communication between teammates and coordinate and stuff like that. There is a quick bar within Gray Zone Warfare. So you can hold H for healing, you can hold G for grenades, you can hold P for provisions such as food and water. Now I want to say this before you get started. If these items are not within like your quick access locations, you will not be able to use them. Obviously this is a quick bar, so you need to have quick access to those items. So those different things we talked about with the coma. So if they're not within your rig, belt, or pockets, like those things with a lightning bolt near them, you will not be able to access these different items. What you can do is if you hold down, I'm going to use H for example for the healing items. If you hold down H, a menu will pop up. You can actually let go of this key and then scroll to whatever healing item you want to use and then press H again and it will use that item. It's the same thing for grenades and provisions. You just hold that button, let go, and then you can scroll and then press that button again and it'll work. When locating LZ locations, there are multiple ways to do it. So for example, you can walk to the LZ location and you can unlock it, that most people know about. The second way is that you actually unlock some LZs through missions. So if you get to a certain part where you need to unlock a location, the LZ will automatically pop up for you because you need to go to that location. The third way that you can actually do it is if you have a faction member or a friend and you're riding to a heli and they have an LZ unlocked that you don't, they're the one that call in the heli and you ride to that location, it'll automatically give it to you. You can access your stash and vendors as long as you're within the walls of your friendly fob. So if you're within the walls of your base, you press tab, you have access to your vendors and stash. There's no reason to walk to a certain location or do something like that. As soon as you get off the heli itself and you click tab, you can turn in quests, you can move things to your stash, stuff like that. You don't have to move to location or physically see a vendor like that. As long as you're within the walls of the fob, you are free to do that and access the vendors and your stash. Just going to get a quick overview of the armor system. I'm going to go over what's the worst and then the best. I'm going to actually make an in-detailed guide later on. I just want to give the base for people understanding what is the worst and what is the best armor to have. So starting at the bottom, you have 3A, followed by 3, and you have 3 plus, and then 4. I actually don't think 4 is in the game yet, but 3 plus is for sure. So the starting at the worst, you have 3A, then 3, 3 plus, and then 4. So 4 being the best, and then 3A being the worst. You can quickly load any magazine straight from your stash without having to drag it over. If you just right click on that magazine and then go to load, it'll show the current ammunition that is from your stash if you are within the fob. Now you can also do a couple things with ammo stacks, so you can split them. And then if you actually right click and then you want to split, but then if you also want to top up your magazine, you can click on that and it will take the ammunition from your stash and then top off that stack of ammunition. This is the last tip here that I want to add for new players. Do not be afraid to message people and reach out for quests. I have helped people do quests. People have helped me with quests. I've helped people open doors for keys. I have asked people to open doors, or they have even given me keys. So make sure when you're in the fob, make sure your VoIP is set up. It is the Z button. You cannot rebind it. So make sure you're VoIPing to people, or if you want to message them at a location that you need to open a door. I did this just the other day. I messaged the person. I said, hey, can you open this door for me? They came back down and they actually had 2 of that key, and then they gave me that key. So gang, I hope these tips help. With that being said, I'm Jones and I'm out. Peace.